Hi there, Ashley folks, Bitoin Broker here, and TaaS just released their first quarterly report that covers the period of April 27th, 2017 to August the 1st, 2017. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on with TaaS. Kind of exciting, their first quarterly report. So, brief info. Looks like some basic information about TaaS, their closed-end tokenized investment fund. That then do investments in Bitcoin and different cryptocurrencies and tokens, as well as trading. They're a team of 15 people, and some of their technology they have is their cryptographic audit technology, which is kind of neat because it tracks all of their trades that they do, as well as the balances in their wallets is all available to see. So everything is kind of on the table. Their cards are all face up and sitting on the table, so all of their investors and the rest of the world can see what they are doing and how they're performing. You can go to this website here, https://ca-tas.fund, and take a look at the snapshots for yourself if you like. So here is their big main wallets that they have. This is great because you can look these wallets up on blockchain.info, for example, or Etherscan, and see the true value that is sitting in those wallets. So all, like I said, all the cards are on the table. We know that with these guys. They're right from the beginning. I really liked that they're very open and seem very truthful and honest about their investments and what value the fund has. So yeah, this just goes to show that they are keeping to their word. They didn't take your money and run like a lot of people thought that they would. They're actually doing some very smart investments. And yeah, well, let's continue on here. TaaS token sale event. So they completed their token sale event and they raised 7.5 million US dollars. The little T there means that it's tethered. So that's tethered is actually an altcoin. It one tether is equal to one US dollar, and the tether altcoin always tries to stay at that range. One tether is worth one US dollar. So as a result of the sale, 8,146,000.78 tokens were distributed, and the rest of the other 101 million were burnt, which means that they're basically sent to an address that doesn't exist. Poof, they're gone. There's no way anybody can retrieve them. And the sale price of those tokens ranged in price from 80 cents to a dollar USDT. So they took, yeah, 75% of their $7.5 million. That went into the fund. That's what they actually use to do investments. And that's what the fund performance is going to be reflected by. Development and operations is 15%, and the reserve fund of 10%, all in Bitcoin. We all knew that. It's kind of right in their initial white paper exactly what they were going to do, and they did exactly what they said they were going to do. That's all good. Let's continue on. So yeah, let's look at their gains here. They indicated over 110% quarterly growth in total asset value. So they basically doubled the value of the fund in the first quarter, first 3 months. It's pretty phenomenal. So shows their portfolio here, 9.5% of their value sitting in Bitcoin. We got 16.5% in Ethereum, 16% in altcoins, 17.9 contributions to TGEs. I'm not exactly sure what TGEs are, token sale events, ICOs, that type of thing. And USDT, 40% of their value is sitting in Tether. So essentially, they're sitting on a pile of cash. Yeah, since May 2017, TaaS participated in 11 token sales. So that's the ICOs. They contributed 3 million US dollars to these tokens, these token sales, and so yeah, all of them went through due diligence. These guys dotted every I, crossed every T, made sure everything was above board. And they've been doing a magnificent job in keeping to their word and keeping us all informed and in the loop of yeah, their operations. There's no mysteries here. So here it shows their actual values in the token sales that they've done. So yeah, Mysterium, they got Bancor, Airsphere, 10x, DAO Casino, Digital Developers Fund, Secured Automated Lending Technology for Salt, which is a really interesting one. This is their recent investment. The CoinDash, InvestFeed, Singularity Net, and Stocks. Now you can take a look at this on their website if you want to get more information on exactly what these are. So trading operations. So TaaS is aiming at maintaining a well-balanced portfolio of mid to long-term contributions. During the reporting period, TaaS was effectively diversifying in strategically important assets, as well as taking swing positions on exchanges. The current share of altcoins, tradable cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether comprise around 16%, including Ripple, Ethereum, Classic, Litecoin, Dash, Decreed, Syscoin, Clams, and others. So yeah, they basically have done lots of trades, and you can see that on that ca.tas fund website, their cryptographic audit. You can see all of the trades that they've done. So yeah, they've done over 10,000 transactions during the 3 months. That's pretty incredible. They're also lending some of their Bitcoin because lending is a really smart thing to do with Bitcoin because you can you can make it's like a GIC almost. You lend some Bitcoin and I'm not going to say insured, but it's very safe. It's a very safe thing to do to lend Bitcoin through an exchange, and you can make a residual income from that. So you don't actually have to trade or lose any of the value of Bitcoin. It just sits on the exchange essentially, and people use it for margin trading. And people that margin trade have to cover their losses. So if they screw up and they lose their money, they always have a pool of money that goes back to buy that Bitcoin. So basically, you're not losing any money by lending, essentially, unless, of course, the exchange itself has an issue, but that's another conversation for another time. Let's get back to the TaaS token here. So TaaS token are built on the profit-sharing Ethereum smart contract, offering token owners 50% of the quarterly earnings. So 50% of their earnings that they made this quarter are going to go to the token holders, which are you, hopefully, that you bought some TaaS. And they take 25% of their profits also in order to increase their capital pool without requiring additional token sales. So, which is really nice with TaaS is they actually dump the money, 25% of their profit back into their pool to increase the size of their pool every quarter. So their fund is always growing, essentially by 25% of profits every quarter. So in the years coming, we should see quite a significant increase in fund value. I did some preliminary numbers, a month ago based on with their performance now, and in a couple of years they should be getting, over $100 million in value. Uh, yeah, we'll see what happens. Of course, it's all depending on what happens with Bitcoin and Ethereum and their other tokens. But historically, tokens have done very well. Some of the early tokens, have returns of several thousands of percent in value. Some of them as high as 20,000%, 10,000%. Personally, I've invested in some tokens that have done really, really well. So TaaS has done quite a few smart investments, especially Bancor and Salt. I'm sure we're going to see some dividend payments and increase in fund values from that. So back to the TaaS token. TaaS total circulating supply of TaaS tokens, yeah, is that 8.146 million with market cap of over 20 million. So as of today, the value of the token trading on these markets on the exchanges is trading for $2.60 per TaaS. So if you bought in at say 80 cents per TaaS, now the value's that value's at $2.60 per TaaS. So you basically over tripled your money. Congratulations. Pretty much anybody who did an investment in TaaS has doubled their money, and a lot of us have tripled our money and potentially more. I got in at 75 cents. I was really bought in the first day, and yeah, I'm very happy with the performance of TaaS. Now let's look at the the financial statements, balance sheet here. So the current assets that they have in their trading fund and their balance sheet is $6,171,929.65. So that change is 117%, which is pretty damn impressive. And their reserve fund is shot up in value also. So they have their token sales events, concluding the token sales, early contribution stages. Now, this token sales actually for them right now would be an expense more or less because you're not really getting any profit from these token sales for the most part. Usually with token sales, I've noticed you've got to wait a period for them to mature, for the market to kind of settle, and then for the projects themselves to start to actually get some headway. And once the projects actually start to get traction, then you normally will see quite an increase, a steep increase in value in the tokens. Right now, it's too early for all of those tokens really to mature at all. But it shows that their total assets anyway is sitting at $15 million. So it's 215% above their original investment, which it's pretty damn impressive. Well done, TaaS team. You're doing a magnificent job. Keep it up, guys. Yeah, so we have the USDT equivalents, basically breaking down the same numbers, but we're looking at the Tether equivalent. So our TaaS financial statements, profit and losses, here we go. So our portfolio gains, less the reserve fund and early stage contributions, obviously that 15% that they took out as well as the 10% reserves, so 25% immediately came out of that fund to keep TaaS going and operating, as well as having that reserve fund, which is a really smart move just in case, cryptos take a dump for a year. Say things don't work out too well, you need to have a reserve fund. It's a wise thing to do. So yeah, we're basically sitting on $6 million and minus the assets on hold that are restricted or uncompleted transactions. So this is investments that have been made that I don't think have gone through yet completely. So we're still in limbo with those ones. They're not going to be included as profit yet because they're obviously incomplete transactions at this point. So the real profit, the money that can actually move, is 4.6 million. So $4,623,000, 111.61. So that's great. This actually is what gets split up and sent between all of the 25% going to the TaaS fund to increase the size of the fund, and then 50% of that is going to the TaaS token holders, and 25% of that is going to back to the team, as I understand, for operations. Yeah. So when you break it all down, there's total amount was a $7.5 million that TaaS fund raised originally with the start of the quarter, and the total amount of tokens that are in circulation. The average price of the tokens that was sold was at 93 cents, and the token owner's payout is going to be 28 cents per token. So here's the rub. For every TaaS that you own, you get 28 cents in Ethereum paid to your TaaS wallet. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. So return on assets is 61% return on asset. An estimated annual, you multiply that by 4, is 244%. So yeah, if TaaS can keep this up for the next 3 quarters, then you should have a 244% return on investment. So yeah, token profitability is 30%. So it's pretty good. So if you got in early and paid like 80 cents per token or $1 per token, getting 28 cents back in 3 months is phenomenal return rate. You're not going to get that really in anything that's, I guess you could play some stock markets and maybe do that, but you're not going to get that through any kind of like RRSP or conventional investment vehicles. An investment, a return like this is unprecedented, and mostly it's due to the value of Bitcoin shooting up during that time, as well as the value of Ethereum. Oh my God! So when original investments were made into TaaS, usually Ethereum I think was floating around $40, $45 US. Well, today Ethereum's trading at about 200 and some dollars. Um, could get exact amount here, but yeah, let's see. Let's go to coinmarketcap.com. So Ethereum's trading for $227.74, which is pretty sweet increase in profit. So let's take a quick look on the calculator here. So if you had 1,000 TaaS that you had bought at, say, it doesn't, let's say $1, so you invested $1,000 into TaaS. So with today's payout, you're going to be making $280 just for holding the TaaS for this quarter. So in 3 months, that's pretty damn good return. Okay, as well as the TaaS itself. Say you spent $1,000 US, you bought 1,000 TaaS, and each one of those TaaS is trading right now at $2.60. So yeah, you've got also $2,600 in value from your $1,000 investment in 3 months. Pretty sweet, I gotta say. So yeah, congratulations to all the TaaS owners. I think I'm pretty happy with this result. Keep it up, TaaS team. You're doing a magnificent job. And until next time, guys, keep trading.